So this is support for homework number 6 in your workbooks. So this first question here wants you to show what happens during the reaction. I've actually said here you should include a diagram. It might be that you want to use a bit of the space at the bottom of the page here to do your proper diagram. But I'm just going to, this is just a hint to help you get going if you are stuck. The fact that magnesium has got 12 electrons means there are 2, 8 and 2. And the fact that fluorine's got 9 electrons means it's 2, 7. So you need to think about how they are going to work together to become stable, remembering that they are going to bond ionically, and therefore it's going to be a transfer of electrons. Think what they can do to get that full outer energy level. Next one is describe this test. So to do this kind of test, we need to remember to use a DC power supply. We have our bulb set up, so that's going to light if the circuit is complete. And inside our container, we have got our sodium chloride solution. And to connect the circuit to the solution, we have our 2 electrodes. So you need to all parts there labeled in order to get the mark. Okay, next one, work out the mass of the isotope. To do this, this is the formula. So we've got the relative atomic mass is the mass of the particular isotope times by the abundance, the amount of it, and then we divide the whole thing by 100. Definition for a covalent bond. I've drawn you a picture here. Think about what this shows us about this. Remember, we're all about the electrons. What are they doing with their electrons and how many electrons are there? This question here wants you to draw the molecules. Now you have to be able to do these. So you either learn them and just remember them, or you know how to work out the diagrams to help you if you're working them out. I've given you the the atomic number for each of these. So you can see, for example, carbon's got 6 protons, 6 electrons. And from that, you should be able to work out the arrangement of this. If you are stuck with this, go back into your notebook because you've got the diagrams there. I want you to look and find them and then transfer them into here. Why do simple covalent compounds have low melting points? This is the image that should be in your head. So here's my molecule and here's my molecule, and my molecules are held together by strong covalent bonds. But then in between the molecules are these weak forces that exist. Next one, why are they poor conductors? So remember, if you're going to conduct electricity, you have to have either ions or electrons that are free to move. And I just come back up to here. Here's my covalent substance that's hydrogen. Think about those electrons. Are they able to move? So come up with a good answer in here for that. And then the final one, give the properties of diamond and graphite. So you've got to do melting point, ability to conduct electricity, and how hard they are. And you should talk about the similarities and differences. So to do this, my hint for you is remember that each substance contains carbon atoms, and carbon wants to make 4 bonds because of its position in the periodic table. In diamond, the carbon atoms do make 4 bonds, and this is my structure for diamond. And in graphite, the carbon atoms only make 3 bonds. Think about how those numbers of bonds make these substances behave differently and have different properties.